Alright, we only have a few more days, Micho, until we get the new Xbox Helldivers, and one of the most important things in this game are stratagems, and so let's tell them about the stratagems that are the most important in our opinions, and how soon you should unlock those stratagems. Again, this is not going to be a tier list for the best stratagems, but we're going to focus on the base game and what stratagems you should unlock as soon as you can.
And before we start, does anybody just notice how sexy we are? Look how cool, look how good we look, man. Look at the drip. Catch my fade. You guys seeing this shit? It's a good day. Check this out. Render took it upon himself to make us custom Helldiver helmets. And they're really working out. What do you guys think? You did a good job, huh?
Alright, let's get into this.
Alright, so starting off at level 1, I think one of the first things that you should unlock is the Stalwart. Do you agree with that?
I think the Stalwart's a good weapon if you're struggling with your primary, if it's not giving you like enough oomph. It's a good one to unlock for sure. You do already have access to the MG though, the machine gun. That's a starting weapon. So why are you choosing the Stalwart over the machine gun?
Well, let me clarify. I like both, right? And quite often I use the machine gun probably even more than the Stalwart. But I think in the beginning, if you want access to a light machine gun that you don't have to stop and reload, that you can kind of move on the go, but it packs more of a wallop than any of the primaries in the game, I think pick up the Stalwart. It's very good at just cleansing the masses and destroying hordes of enemies. It's not going to do anything against the big boys, but sometimes you don't need it to.
Yeah, and I think a really key point that we should mention is the fact that the Stalwart you can reload on the move. So if you're struggling to stay alive and keep your distance from enemies, the machine gun is not going to allow you to do that as easily as the Stalwart will.
You can stay mobile, yet still pack a punch. So, get the Stalwart.
The Eagle Strafing Run is the next one that we're going to recommend you get. It is heavy armor penetrating, so it can help you deal with the heavier enemies. It's not necessarily anti-tank. So it's going to basically do a ton of damage in a line in front of you. You get it on a short cooldown. It's a very useful tool to have when you don't have much else going on. So the next one we recommend is the Eagle Airstrike. It's kind of similar to the Strafing Run. The difference is this is actually going to be anti-tank. So this is what you're going to use for chargers, your Bio-Titans, your tanks, your Hulks, some of your heavier Illuminate.
I actually prefer this one. I think as a starting stratagem and what you have at your disposal as far as the base game is concerned, it's a very valuable pickup. It's a useful big boom that comes from the sky that can help you clear the area of armored units.
A good thing to note is if you take multiple Eagle stratagems, you can manually rearm them. So you only get a certain number of charges, and your Eagles won't recharge until all of them are expended, or you manually recharge them. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, don't be an idiot like me. I always forget that.
All right, Micho, let's move on to probably our favorite one, and this will last you throughout the game, the Manja Rifle.
The Manja Rifle. I think the Manja Rifle is one of the coolest things that Papa Arrowhead has blessed us with.
Tell us, what's the name? What's the real name?
The EAT, Expendable Anti-Tank Rifle, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's this beautiful stratagem that you call down. You get a pair of them. You get two, because it's one shot and you're just going to throw it away. Mm-hmm. But the the cooling time on that stratagem, it comes back pretty quick. I don't know the exact number, but it comes back faster than like the recoilless or the spear. You know, heavy armor penetrating, anti-tank, packs a wallop as long as you hit your shots right.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good one, and the fact that you get it on such a small cooldown is nice because you can use it as your anti-tank reliably, you know, and even if you die and you run into a heavy unit later, you can get your Manja rifle, your EAT rifle immediately.
It's a great grab-and-go stratagem. It's just quickly paced, and it packs a punch. It gets the job done, and you can just move on.
In a similar vein, at level 5, you get access to the recoilless rifle.
Oh, honestly, one of my favorite things in the game. Particularly, it's good on any faction. Mm-hmm. I think you can argue that. But where I find that it excels on is fighting against the bots, the automatons.
Yeah.
It's old reliable. If you want something to just take out all heavy units in front of you, you get, like, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7 shells in the backpack.
Something like that.
You also, if you have a buddy that's with you, they can help you kind of, like, tandem reload. It makes me feel like I'm in the Matrix Revolutions movie.
Yeah.
And you're fighting the machines that are coming in to, like, destroy Zion, You feel like those people. It's really nice.
Any of the weapons that have a backpack associated with them,
Yeah.
you can have somebody have the backpack and another person have the rifle, and the person with the backpack can team reload the person with the rifle so that you end up reloading a lot faster, and that is huge. All right, at level 8, Micho, you're going to get access to the jump pack.
Dude. Your first set of wings in the game. It gets you out of trouble. If a charger's coming at you, you can just fly right over them. Sometimes it can even get you on a Bile Titan. That might give you a little bit more trouble, but you could do it. It's just a beautiful way to traverse the battlefield quickly. I don't know the recharge for it, but it's just a couple of seconds. I don't think it's anything major. It's very worth the pickup if you just want to be light and mobile, or just be able to evade enemies or get out of trouble.
Yeah, by level 8, you're already looking to, explore the map a bit more, pick up samples, take your time, get out of, sticky situations, and it's a perfect thing for that. And just to be clear, the jump pack is a little different from the hover pack. The hover pack is the one that you get from the War Bond, and you kind of, jump up in the sky, and you're kind of floating there for a second. The jump pack is the one where you just kind of launch forward a decent distance.
Yeah, it just propels you. It just catapults you forward.
Be careful, though, because if you hit a rock or a tree or something while you're jumping, you're going to end up tumbling.
Oh, brothers, you're going to ragdoll yourself. You can definitely kill yourself, so just be careful.
Okay, Micho, at level 10, we get one of your favorites, the HMG emplacement.
I've been using this thing since the beginning of the game. Since the dawn of Helldivers, as soon as I was blessed with this stratagem, I bring it often. You just get a nice old Rambo turret. You can just sit there, and it feels like you can just fire for a really long time. And it truly mows down mostly everything in front of you. Outside of, walkers on the bots, or, Leviathans on the Illuminate.
Right.
Or, certain armored parts of bugs, but other than that, it shreds. It's so much fun. There's a point in time when you're shooting, and if you're mowing down enough enemies in front of you, your Helldiver just starts to let out this maniacal laugh of ecstasy because he's just slaughtering everything in front of him. It's testosterone incarnate. It's very fun. It's also very helpful to the team because you can take aggro. You can mow down literally legions of things in front of you that might be impeding your fellow Helldivers.
I think an important thing to note is, you have been using this since you've gotten it, since the beginning of the game, and I've always refused to take it because I'm not the kind of player that wants to be hunkered down in a spot, especially because I think I'm going to get surrounded, and I like to be mobile and get out of the way. But I will say I have since then experimented with it, and it really does pay off for the fact that you're stationary. The fact that you have to sit there and not really move or do anything, it's paid off by firepower, by pure firepower. You don't have to worry about whatever's in your way, you just blast that down.
Yeah, dude, you feel like Stallone in the 70s with a freaking rock hard on.
Level 15, you get 2, but the first one we're going to talk about is the laser. The orbital laser. Interesting thing about the laser, well, kind of the downside with it, it's so powerful that they only give you 3 charges to use it. So you kind of have to plan when you want to use them. It's not like you're going to use it every single encounter. So you're going to have to kind of pick your enemies to use it against. But with that said, it will deal with anything that you're worried about. If you come up on a bug's nest, you can throw it and it will take out anything there, including the holes. The same with the bots. It'll take out fabricators, big targets, whatever is troubling you in that area, the laser will deal with, but use them wisely because you only have 3 shots. The next one that you can also get at level 15 is the 500 kilogram bomb, and this, man, this is close. This is
it's like top 5 stratagem. As long as it works and it's not being impeded by a tree or a building, it's one of the coolest things ever. In most circumstances, I think it's one of the most worthwhile stratagems to pick up. It's not only satisfying and aesthetically pleasing to look at, because you literally just dropped a mini nuke, it pretty much clears the area of all enemies with a successful blast. Am I right?
Yeah, it definitely does a whole lot for you, and you're not limited to the number of uses. It's a pretty quick cooldown. You have, I think, 2 charges before you have to actually cool it down. It's become my most reliable stratagem. I almost always take it, unless I'm intentionally not trying to take it.
I think it's definitely a fan favorite. for sure.
All right, so at level 20, Micho, you're going to get 2 new stratagems that we recommend. The first one is your get out of jail free card, the Orbital Rail Cannon Strike.
Like how you always bring the 500, if I'm bringing an orbital, I'm almost always bringing this. It's exactly as you said. It's a get out of jail free card. Doesn't matter what faction you're on, for the most part, I should say. It will clear you of most heavy big units in one successful shot, for the most part. There are circumstances where it might not one-hit KO, but I think those are few and far between.
Well, just to clarify what you said, it's going to take out one singular enemy for you, but without a doubt, that enemy is dead.
And the recharge isn't too bad. Just having the ability to deal with a Bile Titan swiftly and surely. Just any large unit that's truly giving you problems that you don't want to deal with because your attention needs to be elsewhere.
Right.
It gives you that ability. Very well worth the pickup. It makes a really cool sound. It feels like something out of, like, Halo.
You're going to get your most crucial target. It prioritizes the bigger thing in the area. So
that's good to say. That's important to say.
Yeah, so if you're surrounded by enemies, but there's one big thing worrying you, you can just throw it, and lo and behold, it'll take that out. It'll also take out, like, factories. Not the factory, well, the factory striders it can take out, but more so I'm talking about the bot, like, fabricators, that sort of thing. The only thing it doesn't take out is, like, air units. Like, it's not going to take out a gunship.
No, it's not going to be able to target air.
The next one that you also get at level 20 is the Shield Generator Backpack. So this one's a really good one against bots.
I mean, you can argue it's useful against every faction. I mean, ultimately, it's reducing your incoming damage. If I'm not mistaken, until the Warp Pack came out, our producer, Pharaoh, if I'm not mistaken, 9 out of 10 times he would bring this. And with good reason, because I'll be dead all the time, but he won't because he's wearing the Shield Generator backpack, so I'm always just watching him play. And it's really spectacular because with this stratagem, you can really bob and weave through anything and come out more unscathed than you would think than not having it, you know?
Yeah, and I think it makes it easier for you to take light armor on the bots or illuminates. Because taking light armor on the bots or illuminates, you're going to get hit by gunfire from a distance and you're going to go flying. But with this, you have this bubble shield around you that's going to protect you from fire and allow you to kind of bob and weave.
Obviously, if you take enough damage, your bubble cracks. But with enough time, it just comes right back. So it really is, if you're just under fire, if you're going against bots, if you're going against enemies that have a lot of range on you, and you're just taking fire, it's very useful. And it gives you the ability to run and gun swifter and tankier while wearing light armor. So it's worth it. Pick it up, boys.
All right, Micho, so at level 25, you finally get access to the 3 vehicles in the game.
Oh.
The recon vehicle and the 2 mechs. And you are a mech enjoyer, so tell me about the mechs and which one's your favorite and which one they should pick.
Alright, so I watched a lot of Gundam Wing growing up, alright? Sue me. I really like these mechs. You have the Patriot, and you have the Emancipator. Just briefly, the Patriot's weapon systems consist of a large caliber chain gun and a missile salvos, both of which do absolute carnage. You can simultaneously shred through light infantry, and you can also just destroy anything heavy in sight as long as you're hitting your shots. They don't have that great of a mobility, and they take damage pretty easily, but they are super powerful. On the flip side, you also have the Emancipators. My favorite mechs, you get 2 twin cannons, and it feels like you can just shoot for days, similar to the HMG. And again with this, you're taking out light infantry, and you're taking out large caliber units with ease. And it just feels good. You're protected as a Helldiver inside, so you take less damage technically. If the thing blows up, dependent upon the circumstance, you can get out of it. You can just zip out of it, and even though the mech's going down, you can escape scot-free. It started when the mechs came out, you only got 2 charges. Now they upped it to 3, so that feels more worthwhile bringing them, because once you expel all 3 charges, you can no longer call it in. But if you play tactfully throughout the 30 to 40 minutes that you're playing any given match, especially if you're on a level 10, it'll work out. and I just recommend them. They're fun. I know you don't use them that much, but the mechs are really good at just supporting your team and being able to take the aggro off your brothers while you're just destroying everything. They're just meant for carnage. If you just want to destroy everything in front of you, get one of these mechs.
The only thing that I'll add to that is be careful because you can run over your teammates. If you step on them, they are dead. You can also take out enemies that way, but just be mindful of that. Then the last thing I'll say is the fast recon vehicle. I highly, highly recommend it. We're going to have a whole episode dedicated to the fast recon vehicle coming out soon, so stay tuned for that.
All right, brothers. So those are our suggestions for what you should unlock as you level up with the base game for Helldivers 2. We definitely want to know what you think. Maybe you disagree, especially some of you veteran players. And I want to know what you think and why. Sell it to me, just like we're trying to sell you what we think.
The other thing, too, is don't worry about experimenting. You're going to level up fast. You're going to get to level 25 pretty fast. You're going to get your requisition slips very fast. So as long as you're playing this game, you're going to get everything you want in this game. So feel free to experiment. But at the end of the day, play your own game, enjoy it. But more importantly, join us in the Discord to play your game with us.
Dumb decisions.